let's dive in. We're tackling digital marketing ROI today.
Ah, perfect timing.
Yeah, and, everyone wants to know how to get more bang for their buck.
Of course, especially in the digital space.
Right, exactly. So we've got this awesome research paper from December 2023, all queued up and ready to go.
Oh, nice.
So we'll be breaking down the secrets to measuring the success of your campaigns.
I love it. You know what I find really interesting about this paper? It goes beyond just saying, hey, measure this, and really dives into why those metrics matter.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it connects those numbers to your bottom line. Like, it shows you the real impact.
Okay, I'm all ears. So where do we even begin? There are so many different metrics out there.
You're right. It can be pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
But this paper breaks it down into 5 essential metrics that help you understand how your campaigns are actually performing.
5. Okay.
And it starts by taking us on a little history tour.
Oh, you mean back when digital marketing was like the Wild West?
Exactly.
Right.
Like those early attempts at measurement.
I'm curious, what were they like?
It was a lot of guesswork back then.
Really?
Yeah, relying on basic website traffic and click-through rates. Kind of like navigating a new city without a GPS.
Oh, I see.
No map, just intuition.
So as digital marketing evolved,
Exactly. Our ability to measure its impact also evolved.
so we went from using a compass and a paper map to a sophisticated GPS.
That's a fantastic analogy.
Okay, cool.
Just like a GPS, having the right tools and metrics is essential, and this paper dives into 5 of them: conversion rates,
Okay.
customer acquisition cost, return on ad spend,
Uh-huh.
customer lifetime value, and social media engagement.
Got it. Let's start with conversion rates.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all about turning those website visitors into paying customers.
Exactly. It's about making sure your website traffic translates into actual results.
Right, because traffic is great, but it doesn't pay the bills unless they're buying something.
Exactly. And this research delves into something called micro-conversions.
Micro-conversion.
Yeah, smaller actions like signing up for a newsletter or downloading a guide.
Oh, okay.
These can be powerful predictors of future purchases.
So it's like little steps leading to a bigger purchase, like leaving those breadcrumbs.
Precisely. And the research highlights how website design and user experience affect these conversions.
I can see that.
For example, one company streamlined their checkout process and made their call to action super clear.
Okay.
Just those small changes boosted their conversions by 15%.
15%.
Just by making things easier for the customer.
Really is the little things.
It really is. Now, once you've got those conversions rolling in,
Yeah.
you need to consider customer acquisition cost.
CAC.
Right, or CAC for short.
Mm.
This helps you figure out how much it costs to get a new customer.
Okay, so we need to know if we're spending more to acquire customers than we're actually making.
Absolutely. It's all about maximizing your profitability. Think of it this way. If you spend $100 on ads
Okay.
and get 10 new customers, your CAC is $10 per customer.
Got it.
But if you tweak things and get 20 customers for that same $100,
You cut your CAC in half.
exactly.
That's huge.
That's the power of understanding these metrics.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why this is so important. They're not just numbers on a spreadsheet.
No, not at all.
They're telling a story about how effective our marketing efforts really are.
They paint a picture of your success. Now, speaking of effectiveness, let's move on to return on ad spend.
Okay, ROAS.
Exactly. ROAS helps you see if your advertising is actually making you money.
This is a big one.
It is. We all want to know if those ad campaigns are bringing in more than we're shelling out.
Absolutely.
This research goes into how to calculate ROAS correctly even when dealing with multiple platforms and complex customer journeys.
Oh, I see.
And it emphasizes using the right tools to track ad performance so you can make those data-driven decisions.
So it's not just about setting up ads and hoping for the best.
Not at all.
It's about constantly refining and optimizing.
Precisely. And making sure those campaigns align with your overall business goals.
Because it's easy to get lost in all the clicks and impressions.
It is. We need to focus on the bigger picture, the meaningful outcomes.
Right, connecting those dots between the metrics and the bottom line.
Exactly. Now, while ROAS gives you a snapshot, customer lifetime value, or CLV takes a longer view.
Okay, CLV.
It helps you understand the total value a customer brings to your business over their entire journey with you.
So it's not just about the first purchase, it's about building those lasting relationships.
Precisely. And the research suggests some cool strategies for boosting CLV, things like targeted marketing,
Okay.
customer loyalty programs,
Uh-huh.
and personalized communication.
Got it. So building those long-term relationships.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to social media engagement.
Yeah.
But how does social media fit into all this? We know that likes and shares don't always mean sales.
That's where things get interesting. This research stresses that social media engagement isn't just about vanity metrics. It's about understanding how those likes, shares, and comments connect to your overall ROI and your broader business goals.
I see. So it's about going beyond the surface level.
Exactly.
Looking at website traffic from social media, lead generation, conversions, all those things.
Precisely. Connecting those social interactions with actual business outcomes. It's not enough to have a bunch of followers.
You need to see how they engage and how they become customers.
Exactly. It's about turning that engagement into tangible business growth.
This is really helpful. I feel like I'm starting to get a grasp on these key metrics.
That's great.
But what about the tools and technologies that can help us measure all this?
Now that's where things get really exciting. This paper dives into 3 main types of tools that are essential if you're serious about this stuff.
Okay, 3.
First up are the analytics platforms, the big players.
Oh, you mean like?
Yeah, Google Analytics, Adobe Analytics, those
Right.
guys. They're like treasure chests of data about user behavior, traffic sources, campaign performance, all that good stuff.
Okay, I've used Google Analytics a little,
Yeah.
but it's a lot to take in.
Oh, it can definitely feel like a fire hose of data sometime.
It does, yeah.
But the paper really stresses how crucial it is to learn to navigate those platforms.
Yeah.
Because they give you such deep insights.
Yeah.
They let you see the user journey, like where are people coming from? What are they doing on your site? How are they interacting with your content?
Right. So it's not just looking at raw numbers.
Nope.
It's understanding the story behind the numbers.
Exactly. And then using that knowledge to make smarter decisions.
Okay, I'm with you.
And that brings us to the next category, marketing automation tools.
Automation, nice.
Think email marketing platforms, CRM systems, social media scheduling tools, all designed to streamline your marketing
Got it.
and help you nurture those leads.
All right, so how do these tools actually help us improve our ROI?
Well, picture this. You're sending personalized emails to thousands of people with just a click. Or leads are being nurtured automatically based on what they do on your website.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah. These tools automate those repetitive tasks.
Yeah.
They personalize your messages, and they even track the effectiveness of your campaigns.
Oh.
So you can focus on strategy and being creative.
That frees up so much time.
It really does. It lets you spend more time on those things that really matter.
Yeah.
Building those relationships with your customers, crafting those awesome marketing campaigns.
That's great. And that brings us to the third category, right?
Right. Customer relationship management or CRM systems.
CRM, got it. I know CRMs are important for managing customer interactions.
Yeah.
But how do they connect to measuring digital marketing ROI?
It's all about connecting the dots. The research highlights how important it is to connect your CRM with your digital marketing efforts.
Okay.
It gives you a more complete view of your customer interactions.
Okay.
So you can personalize your marketing.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to see which campaigns are bringing in the most valuable leads.
Right.
Or tailoring your message based on someone's past purchases,
Okay. Yeah.
their interactions with your brand.
So it's all about making those connections between your marketing and the relationships you're building with your customers.
Exactly. You can see how those interactions turn into sales, repeat business, and ultimately a higher customer lifetime value.
I'm seeing the big picture now.
That's what it's all about. Now you're a fan of real-world examples, right?
Absolutely. Love them.
Well, the paper has some fascinating case studies. We should dive into those.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to talk about all this stuff in theory,
Right.
but seeing how it works in the real world, that's where it gets really interesting.
Absolutely. So the first case study highlights a company that just totally nailed their ROI measurement.
Okay, they aced it.
They totally did. They knew their target audience inside and out. They had a crystal clear understanding of their goals, and they picked the right metrics to track.
Sounds like they had a good foundation.
Yeah, they set themselves up for success from the start. But what's really interesting is the strategies they used to get those amazing results.
Okay, what did they do?
Well, they were super focused on their marketing channels.
Okay.
They put their energy into the platforms where their audience was most active.
So they weren't trying to be everywhere at once.
Nope, they focused on being where it mattered most.
But doesn't that risk missing potential customers?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But they found that by choosing their channels strategically
Okay.
and optimizing your campaigns, they were able to maximize their ROI and reach the right people with the right message at the right time.
Fine.
They were also masters of optimization.
Right.
They were constantly testing and refining their campaigns to improve those results.
So it's not about setting it and forgetting it.
Nope.
It's about that continuous improvement.
Exactly. Always looking for ways to do things better. Now, of course, not every company gets it right.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Exactly. And the paper has a cautionary tale about a company that really struggled with ROI measurement.
Okay, what went wrong?
Well, their biggest mistake was not really understanding their goals. They were collecting tons of data, but they didn't know what they were trying to achieve with it.
So they were drowning in data but couldn't see the forest for the trees.
Exactly. They were lost in the weeds. And they also made the mistake of relying on manual processes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, spreadsheets to track their data.
Not the best idea.
No, it led to inaccuracies and wasted time.
That's a recipe for disaster.
It really is.
Yeah.
Spreadsheets have their place, but when you have so much data, you need the right tools to manage it all.
Makes sense.
Mm.
What else did they struggle with?
Well, their decision-making wasn't data-driven.
Yeah.
They often went with their gut feelings,
Uh-oh.
personal preferences,
Maybe.
which led to inconsistent results,
Right.
missed opportunities. It really shows how important it is to create a culture of data-driven decision-making.
Yeah, data's only good if you actually use it.
Exactly. It's like having a superpower but not knowing how to use it. Now let's look at a company that really nailed multi-channel campaigns.
Ooh, multi-channel. Those can be tricky.
They can be. But this company integrated their marketing across all sorts of platforms.
Okay.
They created a seamless customer journey.
Impressive. How did they pull that off?
They were incredibly strategic. They didn't treat each channel like a separate thing.
Okay.
Instead, they thought about how each one could work together
I see.
to create a cohesive and engaging customer experience.
Kind of like a marketing symphony.
I love that. A perfect analogy. And they were meticulous about their messaging,
Okay.
making sure it was consistent across all channels,
Right.
but also tailored to each platform and audience.
So finding that balance between consistency and personalization.
Exactly. You want your brand to be recognizable, but also speak to each customer individually. And on top of that, they were incredibly diligent about their tracking.
Oh, how so?
They used a mix of tools and techniques to track conversions across all channels. And then they attributed those conversions to the right touch points.
So they knew exactly how each channel was contributing.
Precisely. They had full visibility into their success. Now, what about the company that managed to navigate the tricky world of privacy and compliance?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one these days.
It is, but this company made it a top priority from the very beginning.
Okay.
They established a strong commitment to data privacy across their entire organization,
Right.
with clear policies and procedures to make sure they were following those regulations.
So they were serious about it.
They also were transparent with their customers, how they use their data.
Oh, right.
They had clear privacy policies
Yeah.
and gave customers the choice to opt out of data collection.
So customers felt like they were in control.
Exactly. Transparency and choice are key. And to make sure they were doing everything by the book, they were very careful about the tools and technologies they used,
Okay.
making sure they were compliant with those privacy regulations.
Right. And protecting customer data.
Absolutely. It's about building trust. These case studies are so insightful. It's inspiring to see companies not only getting great results,
Yeah.
but also doing things ethically.
I agree. It shows that ethics and effectiveness can go hand in hand.
Absolutely. It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
These examples provide a roadmap for other companies trying to navigate all of this.
Right. All the changes and challenges in digital marketing.
Exactly. Are you ready for a glimpse into the future now?
I am. What does the research paper say about the future of ROI measurement?
Well, one of the biggest trends is the rise of artificial intelligence.
AI.
Yeah, and machine learning.
I knew it. AI and ML are everywhere these days. How are they being used for measuring ROI?
They're being used to automate those tasks.
Okay.
Personalize marketing messages,
Uh-huh.
even predict customer behavior. Imagine being able to analyze huge data sets
Wow.
to identify trends that humans might miss,
Okay.
or using AI to create super targeted ad campaigns.
Sounds powerful.
It is. But it does make you wonder about relying too much on technology.
Right. Is there still a place for human intuition and creativity?
Absolutely. AI and ML are powerful tools.
Yeah.
But they're not a replacement for human ingenuity.
Okay.
It's about finding that balance
I see.
between those data-driven insights and human creativity.
So humans and machines working together.
Exactly. A powerful partnership. The research paper also highlights other trends like the increasing importance of privacy and compliance.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've already seen how crucial that is.
It is. As we collect more data,
Yeah,
it becomes even more important to handle it ethically and responsibly.
absolutely. And finally, the paper points to some really exciting areas for future research. Ooh, future research.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in what's coming next.
Me too. One area is all about developing better attribution models,
Okay,
so we can more accurately measure the impact of those multi-channel campaigns.
interesting.
Another area is exploring new technologies like blockchain to improve data security and transparency.
It sounds like the future of ROI measurement is going to be full of exciting innovations.
It definitely is, and this research paper is a great starting point for anyone who wants to stay ahead of the curve
Right.
and make the most of those digital marketing investments.
We've covered a lot today, the evolution of ROI, those key metrics, real-world examples, even a glimpse into the future.
We have.
I feel like I have a much better understanding of all this now.
That's fantastic. And remember, digital marketing ROI isn't just about the numbers.
Right.
It's about understanding how your efforts are helping your business succeed.
Yeah.
It's about seeing the big picture and making sure everything you do is moving you closer to your goals.
This has been incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your expertise.
It's been a pleasure. Always happy to dive into this stuff with you.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us. We hope you've picked up some valuable insights.
Yeah, we hope you can apply them to your own digital marketing.
Until next time, keep those aha moments coming.
All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive on digital marketing ROI. And, I'm still thinking about everything we've talked about. It's a lot to take in, right?
It is, yeah, but before we wrap up, I have one more question.
Oh, okay, shoot.
We've covered all these different metrics and strategies, but how can we be sure that our digital marketing efforts are actually lining up with our overall business goals?
That's such a great question. And it's something that research really emphasizes.
Because it's easy to get caught up in all those clicks and likes
Yeah,
and forget about the bigger picture.
it is, yeah. You can get lost in the weeds of the tactics.
Right. We could be generating a ton of leads,
Uh-huh.
but are they the right leads? Are they turning into customers? Are we actually building a brand that's going to grow in the long run?
You're exactly right. It's all about making sure your efforts are driving meaningful results for your business. The paper suggests starting with a clear definition of your business goals.
Okay, so what are we actually trying to achieve?
Exactly. Increase revenue, expanding into new markets, building brand awareness.
Right. It's different for everyone.
It is. And then you work backward from those big picture goals to figure out how digital marketing can help you get there.
So if our goal is to increase sales,
Yeah,
our digital marketing strategy should be focused on driving conversions and revenue.
exactly. For example, if revenue growth is your primary focus, you might prioritize things like e-commerce optimization, targeted ad campaigns,
Okay.
lead generation programs to get those qualified prospects into your sales pipeline.
Makes sense. And if we're trying to break into a new market,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe we should focus on building brand awareness in that market.
Right, exactly. Using things like targeted content marketing, social media campaigns, influencer partnerships, all of that.
Got it. So aligning your digital marketing efforts with those big business objectives.
Exactly. And then just as important as choosing the right strategies
Uh-huh.
is picking the right metrics to track your progress.
Because what gets measured gets managed, right?
Exactly. The research stresses choosing metrics that are directly tied to your goals.
So if our goal is revenue growth,
Right.
we should track metrics like sales conversions,
Mhm.
customer lifetime value,
Yep.
return on ad spend.
Exactly. All those things that tell you how much money you're making.
Right. But if brand awareness is our focus, then we might track different metrics like website traffic, social media engagement, and brand mentions.
Exactly. It's all about understanding how those metrics connect to your ultimate goals. You need to be able to answer the question, are our efforts actually making a difference to our bottom line?
It all comes back to the bottom line.
It does. And remember, this isn't a one-time thing.
Oh, okay.
You need to constantly review your metrics, analyze the data, and tweak your strategies to keep improving.
So always be adapting and learning from the data.
Exactly. It's a continuous process. And don't forget about communication and collaboration.
Oh, right. What do you mean?
Your digital marketing team needs to be talking to other departments to make sure everyone is on the same page and working toward the same goals.
That's a great point. Marketing shouldn't be siloed.
It shouldn't. It needs to be integrated with sales, product development, customer service, all those pieces that make the business run.
Right. When everyone works together and shares information, that's when amazing things can happen.
Exactly. It creates a synergy that drives success. This deep dive has been eye-opening. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of digital marketing ROI.
I agree. It's not just about numbers. It's about making a real impact on your business.
That's the key takeaway. The right knowledge, the right tools, and a commitment to constantly improving.
Yeah.
That's how you unlock the power of digital marketing and get those awesome results.
Well said. Thanks again for all your insights. I always learn so much from you.
It's always a pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into digital marketing ROI. All right, so we're back and ready to dive even deeper. Part 2.
I'm excited.
Okay, so let's get started.
Sounds good.
This research paper kicks off with a fascinating look at what other experts have said.
A literature review.
Right, a literature review.
Yeah.
And it seems like figuring out ROI wasn't always such a big deal early on in digital marketing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a lot of focus on getting clicks.
Clicks, impressions.
Not necessarily what those clicks were worth, though.
Hard to believe some marketers were more focused on just getting those clicks rather than, figuring out the actual value of those clicks.
It's like, you get a shiny new toy and you're just so excited about it that you don't even realize it needs batteries to actually work.
That's a great way to put it.
But as digital marketing matured, the focus shifted.
From just driving traffic to understanding how that traffic turns into real business results.
Exactly, and that's where ROI comes in.
So ROI, it's not just about the numbers, is it?
Absolutely not. It's about making smart decisions based on what the data is telling us.
Optimizing campaigns, proving that marketing actually makes a difference.
The research paper really emphasizes that shift to making decisions based on data.
Which brings us to the good stuff, the actionable insights.
Yes.
What can our listeners learn from this research to boost their own digital marketing ROI?
One of the most important takeaways is that you need to make sure you're tracking the right things.
Not just any old metric.
Yeah, it's like setting off on a trip without knowing where you're going.
You'll end up somewhere, but it might not be where you want to be.
Exactly. And in marketing, that can mean wasting a lot of time and money.
So choose the metrics that match your goals.
If your main goal is to get more sales, you'll focus on things like conversion rates and ROAS, return on ad spend.
But if you're trying to make more people aware of your brand, then social media and engagement is what you want to watch.
Exactly. It's all about picking the right tool for the job.
And speaking of tools, this research paper gives us a whole toolbox of strategies, doesn't it?
It does.
What are some of the must-have tools that can help us measure and improve our digital marketing ROI?
One that you absolutely need is an analytics platform like Google Analytics.
Those are like the dashboards of the digital marketing world, right?
Yeah, they give you a ton of information about your website traffic, what people are doing on your site, and how well your campaigns are performing.
It's like having a sous chef constantly gathering data and tell you what's going on in the kitchen.
A very data-driven sous chef.
So we've got analytics platforms, but what else can make our lives easier?
Marketing automation tools are fantastic for streamlining a lot of your work.
Like what?
Things like sending personalized emails, managing your social media, nurturing leads, and the best part is that they can track the results of all of that.
Work smarter, not harder.
Right, and if you want to really understand your customers, then you need a CRM system.
CRM, customer relationship management.
Exactly.
Tell me more.
Well, a CRM system is like a giant recipe book filled with information about all your customer interactions.
You can see everything they've done.
You can see how your marketing is influencing them.
And use that to build better relationships.
Right? It's like putting together a puzzle.
Wow. Yes, this is already making me rethink my whole approach to digital marketing.
That's what a good literature review can do.
It brings together so much knowledge and sparks new ideas.
But there's a lot more to discover in this research.
Especially when it comes to those pesky challenges we all face.
Challenges, roadblocks, call them what you want. They're definitely out there.
No sugarcoating here.
We'll dig into those and talk about solutions in the next part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back.
So we've talked about all these amazing tools and strategies, but this research paper doesn't shy away from the challenges either.
Right.
Every chef has had a dish go wrong at some point.
Absolutely.
What are some of the common problems we might run into when we're trying to measure digital marketing ROI?
One of the biggest challenges is attribution modeling.
Attribution modeling.
It's kind of like,
Like trying to figure out which spice in your grandma's secret recipe is the one that makes it so good.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many ingredients.
The customer journey is rarely a straight line these days.
It really isn't.
Someone might see your ad on social media and then weeks later they finally make a purchase after visiting your website and signing up for your email list.
So many touch points. How do we know which one actually led to the sale?
Right. It's a tough one.
That's like a mystery we have to solve.
You need to look at the data, but you also need to use your knowledge of your customers and your industry.
Don't just blindly trust the algorithms.
Exactly. Bring your own expertise to the table.
And speaking of ingredients, we need to talk about data accuracy.
Oh yeah, garbage in, garbage out.
If the data's bad, our results will be bad too.
Exactly.
So how do we make sure our data is clean and ready to use?
A good data management system is essential.
Like a CRM.
A CRM is a great option, or a marketing automation platform, or even a combination of different tools that can talk to each other.
So we can get all of our data in one place.
No more data silos.
No more searching through spreadsheets and trying to make sense of it all.
Right, and once you have your data management system in place, you need to make sure you're keeping it clean.
Data hygiene.
Yes, just like you wash your fruits and vegetables before you eat them.
Make sure your data is entered correctly, validate it, clean it up.
It might not be the most exciting part of the process, but it's super important.
So we've talked about some of the challenges, but this research paper also offers solutions.
It does. The conclusion emphasizes taking a holistic approach to optimizing ROI.
Holistic.
It's not about just making a few small changes or throwing money at a problem.
You need to understand how everything fits together.
Right. All of your marketing efforts are connected.
So how do we put this holistic approach into action?
Well, one key ingredient is personalization.
Personalization.
Just like a chef caters to different dietary preferences.
You need to tailor your marketing to different types of customers.
Exactly. Use the data you have to figure out what your customers need and want.
What are their pain points?
Then create messages that speak directly to them.
This could mean segmenting your email list so you're sending different messages to different groups.
Or personalizing the content on your website.
Or even using targeted ads.
It's all about making that connection.
Just like a chef who takes the time to talk to their diners and get a sense of what they like.
Another crucial ingredient is content marketing.
Content marketing, creating valuable content that people actually want to read, watch, or listen to.
It could be blog posts, infographics, videos, even podcasts.
And once you've created that amazing content, you need to make sure people can find it.
That's where SEO comes in.
SEO, search engine optimization.
Make sure your website is optimized for the keywords that people are searching for.
So you show up at the top of the search results.
That way you can get more organic traffic to your website.
People who are actually interested in what you have to offer.
And of course, we can't forget about social media.
Social media, it's like the life of the party.
It's a great way to engage with your audience, build relationships, and get people talking about your brand.
And don't forget about listening.
Social listening can give you valuable insights.
It can help you understand what your customers are thinking and feeling.
And finally, remember that digital marketing is always changing.
What worked last year might not work this year.
Be willing to try new things and analyze the results.
If something's not working, don't be afraid to change it up.
You have to constantly be learning and adapting.
That's how we grow.
This research paper really highlights the importance of a growth mindset.
Okay, we've covered a lot, but there's one more thing we need to talk about.
The future of ROI measurement.
The future is now.
We'll dive into that in the final part of our deep dive.
All right, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive.
The grand finale.
We've talked about all the tools, the strategies, even a few of the challenges.
Now it's time to look ahead.
What does the future hold for measuring ROI in this ever-changing digital landscape?
Well, this research paper suggests that things are about to get really interesting. Technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning are going to revolutionize how we measure and optimize our marketing efforts.
AI and ML, those are the buzzwords everyone's talking about.
They are.
But I have to admit, I'm still not quite sure how they apply to marketing.
Think of AI as like your super smart data analyst.
Okay.
Imagine algorithms that can analyze huge amounts of data.
And find patterns and trends that would take humans forever to figure out.
Exactly. It's like having a superpowered sous chef who can tell you exactly what's going to happen with a recipe before you even start cooking.
So AI can help us make sense of all the data we're collecting and even predict what's going to happen in the future.
That's the idea.
That's pretty amazing.
It is.
But what about the human element?
That's still important. AI and ML are going to free up marketers to focus on things that humans are really good at, like strategy, creativity, and building relationships.
So it's not about replacing humans.
No, it's about giving them better tools.
Helping us make better decisions.
Exact.
So how are AI and ML being used in marketing right now?
Well, one area where we're seeing a lot of innovation is personalized marketing.
Personalized marketing.
Yeah, AI can create these incredibly detailed customer profiles.
By analyzing their data.
And then we can use those profiles to deliver really targeted messages.
Messages that actually resonate with people.
That's the goal.
So no more sending the same email to everyone on our list.
Right, we can tailor each message to the individual.
Based on their preferences and what they've done in the past.
Exactly, and it's not just email.
You can personalize website content,
Yeah.
social media ads, even in-app experiences.
AI can be used to personalize pretty much anything.
Wow, so it's like every customer gets their own personal shopper.
In a way, yes.
That's incredible. What about predictive modeling?
That's where machine learning really shines.
Tell me more.
ML algorithms can analyze historical data.
To find patterns and predict future outcomes.
Like, which customers are most likely to stop doing business with you?
Churn.
Yes, churn. Or which marketing campaigns are going to get the best results?
So instead of just reacting to what's already happened, we can actually anticipate future trends.
And make adjustments before it's too late.
That's really powerful stuff.
It is.
But all of this sounds very futuristic.
It does, doesn't it?
What about the ethical side of things?
That's a really important point.
There are concerns about data privacy and potential bias in algorithms.
Absolutely. We need to be very careful about how we develop and use these technologies.
Transparency and explainability are crucial.
People need to know how their data is being used.
And how the algorithms are making decisions.
We can't just have these black box algorithms that no one understands.
We need to be able to explain how they work.
And we also need to make sure that we're not perpetuating existing inequalities.
Or excluding certain groups of people.
That's a real danger if we're not careful.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about using it responsibly.
Exactly.
Wow, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It has been a lot of information.
We've covered so much ground, from the basics of ROI to the future of AI and ML in marketing.
And hopefully we've given our listeners some food for thought.
What are some key takeaways they can start using today?
Well, the most important thing is to embrace data.
Data is our friend.
Collect it, analyze it, use it to make decisions.
Data-driven marketing.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment.
The digital world is constantly changing.
Try new things, see what works.
And don't be afraid to fail sometimes. That's the best way to learn.
That's a great point.
We have to be lifelong learners.
Always adapting.
And finally, remember that technology is just a tool.
It's up to us to use it wisely.
To create a digital world that is effective, but also ethical and inclusive.
Well said.
This deep dive has been a real treat.
I've enjoyed it.
It's left me feeling inspired and ready to tackle the future of digital marketing.
You too.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. And until next time, happy measuring.